All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, today's live stream will go over what we can expect from the market this week, and then we'll play a few games of chess. Let me check my mic before we begin. Let me check my mic. Give me just a second. Expect from the market this week. All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, today's live stream will go over what we can expect from the market this week. All right, looks like the mic is working pretty good. Looks like the mic is working pretty good. Okay, so if we take a look at crypto, obviously crypto is the only market that's open during the weekend. So if we take a look at that, Bitcoin is holding strong between that 109, 111 mark. Actually, it just hit a 111 today. It's really between 109 and 110. And their privacy coins have been doing pretty well. Now, I do think this is kind of a distraction of what's actually going to pump this cycle. I don't think privacy I think privacy is important, but I don't think it's one of those sectors that is going to do. I mean, obviously, it's doing extremely well, but I don't think it's a top sector of this cycle. So I feel like they're just getting pumped to distract from what's really going to pump really hard this cycle, which, in my opinion, that is AI, the AI sector, RWA probably, and then DeFi. DeFi is making a comeback due to all the regulations and favoring crypto. All the regulations favoring crypto. We have an administration that's favoring crypto, and DeFi was on the back seat for a little bit, but now that we have gotten a favorable regulation, I think DeFi is going to be one of those strong narratives as well. So, yeah, I think privacy is just making a move right now. It's really the legacy coins, if we think about it. Zcash, Dash are kind of the two main coins that are pumping in the privacy section. Now, there was another one too that might pump after these. It's called Firo. It used to be called Zcoin back in the day. back in the day. But it did get delisted from Binance, so it's going to be hard to pump liquidity into Firo, in my opinion, because it's not on any of the major exchanges. Right now, I think it's on PancakeSwap, so I think PancakeSwap does pretty well when it comes to volume, but again, it's not a centralized exchange, so it's not going to get that. It's probably get a little bit of a pump, but it's not going to get as much of a pump as Dash or Zcash. And if you actually look at it, Zcash was kind of tapering off today, and I think it's because a lot of that liquidity is going into Dash, so it's not. I don't think it's new liquidity. And again, I think I was in Dash before, and I think it's more of a cult-like following, people that are like just die hard for the coin and want to see the coin succeed. I think they have a good group of people, but I don't think it's new people or institutional players coming in the space and saying, okay, we want to buy Dash. I don't think that's the thing. I think it's probably exchanges and maybe a couple whales that are pumping it up just because Zcash started it. So Dash was kind of like the next one on the list. But we'll see. Maybe it goes parabolic. I mean, I know they were working on Dash platform and they rolled that out, Dash Evolution, and it's almost like it's not a smart contract. It's more of a what do you call it? Almost like a storage platform, a filing, organizational platform. It's way where you could filter for certain information. It doesn't have the smart contract capability. So yeah, but I think that obviously they're doing good. So people are excited. But again, I think what's really going to take off is that AI sector, and I think we're going to see that here pretty soon. We see coins like Tau making a move. It just broke 500 for, I don't know if it was the first time it broke 500, if it was 500 before. Let's see. No, I mean it reached 700. So, but I mean it hasn't touched 500 in a while, and it touched 500 this weekend. Sorry, I got like I use hand sanitizer for my hands, and the smell. I'm not sure what they use at the gym, but their hand sanitizer is very strong, and like it leaves like residue, like that still that strong smell in my hands. So it comes all the way up to my nose. So it's like slowly choking me. Okay, so let's take a look at the market. Let's see what we could expect from this week. There was something interesting that actually happened, I think, over the weekend. So it says the Federal Reserve just injected about 29.4 billion via overnight repos, the largest daily move in 5 years, as a bank reserve have dropped. As bank reserves have dropped to 2.8 trillion. Let me just look up. So repos stand for repurchase agreement, basically a short-term loan in the financial system, usually overnight, between banks and the Federal Reserve, or between banks and themselves. Think of it like this: a bank says, "Hey, Fed, lend me cash overnight. I'll give you some treasuries, bonds, and collateral, and buy them back tomorrow at a slightly higher price." Okay, that small difference in price is the repo rate, like short-term interest. So it's basically when the Fed lends money to banks, um, and then they buy it back later at a price at a slightly higher price, and then the difference is the repo rate. So basically, banks lending to the or banks buying banks getting lended money from the Fed lending money to banks. But it says the banks. So, and here's the key. And here's the key: when the Fed does more repos, it's putting cash into the system. That's extra liquidity. Um, so it looks like the Fed bought from banks to give them money, because it said the bank reserves fell below comfort levels of 2.8 trillion. Okay, that's the Fed quietly saying we are funding, we see funding stress building, here's some cash. So that's actually interesting, right? So they said that they were going to stop quantitative tightening um, on December 1st, and they didn't say they were going to begin quantitative easing, but it looks like that has already started. They're already putting liquidity into the market. So it's interesting. It looks like this is happening a lot sooner. So this is going to definitely affect the crypto market. A lot more liquidity is good for risk-on assets. All right. So what else? So that's what happened over the weekend. So it looks like, or I don't know if it happened Friday night or when it happened, but so it says the large repo injection suggests the Fed is being forced into the plug in the hole mode. When reserves drop, bank funding markets tighten and risk assets can get shaky. If liquidity remains tight, there's a risk that risk assets, stocks, crypto face headwinds, higher funding costs, less leverage, more caution. Conversely, if markets interpret this as the Fed preparing to ease or stop quantitative tightening, which is the case, because they said they were going to stop it December 1st, and most likely get into quantitative easing. And it looks like they're doing this a lot earlier than this December 1st, right? Quietly. Okay, so what else? It says stocks give the technicals. There's a moderate near-term risk of pullback or consolidation. One weekly trader outlook call next week moderately bearish. Crypto tends to follow risk-on flows. If liquidity eases or risk appetite returns, you can see crypto bounce from its recent consolidation. If tightening dominates, crypto may lag. And it doesn't look like it looks like the market is getting a injection of liquidity. So this is going to benefit. This is going to benefit crypto, right? And we're seeing it in we're seeing it in Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up a little bit and things like that. All right. So let's see. Sector slash narrative rotation remains very relevant. And I was looking up this last night because I'm trying to compare this to previous cycles. I've been a part of the 2017, 2018 cycle. I've been part of the 2020 and then the 2021 cycle. and I'm trying to draw similarities to the cycle. And this cycle is slightly different in the sense that it looks like there's a lot it's going to be narrative based, meaning everything won't pump at once. Maybe there'll be a certain point where everything does pump at once, but I think it's going to be real, like a lot of narrative rotation. Like right now, we have privacy coins going parabolic. You mean their candles are just straight up, like Zcash, Dash, and I think it's going to rotate. I think that money's going to rotate into other sectors. And again, in my opinion, I think AI is the sector to watch out for, because I think when that explodes, that's the hottest narrative. And there's a lot of coins that are really low market cap that are going to go shoot really high, in my opinion. I mean, if those coins get to a 5-10 billion valuation, that's going to look, that's going to be 20 to 30x for some of these coins. So that's the sector to look out for. But yeah, I think it's going to be more narrative rotations, and not everything pumping at once. Maybe at a certain point, maybe towards the end of November, everything starts to pump, or as we get into December, everything starts to pump. But I think it's going to be, okay, sector by sector, which honestly, it allows for you to make more money if you know what's going on. If you know what's going on, then you can be, you could be prepared. You could be prepared to take money out of a certain narrative that already pumped, take the gains from that narrative, and then go to another narrative and make money in that narrative. But if you don't know what's going on, then you're not going to be able to rotate. And that's just my speculation. I don't know. Again, it's not financial advice. I don't know if this is, but this is what looks like is happening, right? You have Dash and Zcash pumping up pretty high, whatever, while everything stays low, and we still haven't got that all-time Ethereum breakout that we usually get for every cycle. It touched over 5,000 for a little bit, or I don't even know if it touched 5,000. I think it went to like 4,900 or something like that. I don't think it even touched 5,000. So yeah, I think that I think it's going to be narrative based. So you got to be in the right narratives. Again, we spoke about some of the hottest narratives out there: AI, DeFi, privacy right now. And again, privacy was kind of one of those ones where we always knew it was important, but it hasn't really been the hottest sector in a while. So I don't think the run's going to last that long for privacy coins. I think they're going to get probably a little more push. But again, if we look at a coin like Dash, its all-time high was like, what, 1,500, 1,600. Right now it's trading at like $90. It's a long ways, right, to get to 1,500. I don't think it's going to reach that. I think maybe 200 this cycle. Last cycle, it got to 400 something. I think it was like 430 or 440. And yeah, I don't think it's going to touch $1,000. Now, it did come out with its Dash Evolution platform, so maybe that is somehow, tightening up supply to where it's going to affect price. But again, there needs to be a real demand for that. It's not it's not it's not a coin that's in the spotlight right now. Zcash, maybe. It's already at 400. It could hit 1,000 this cycle. Who knows? But more to come on that. I don't think these are the hottest sectors, but we'll see. Right? We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, okay, so that's it for the crypto update. I think, again, that the repo liquidity injection is very positive for the market. And, okay, things to watch out for. Technical implications for, so watch the signals, Fed announcement, repo uses, banking funding spreads, macro releases. Again, we really do want to watch out for the anything about the shutdown ending and things like that. I think will be very positive for the market. We already got the news on China and the U.S. coming to a deal, or very close to a deal. I think that's very positive for the market. And yeah, I think that those are things to watch out for this week. I think we're going to see some positive news here. Again, we already got the 2 rate cuts. I know Fed Jerome Powell said he was not as uh, he wasn't as dovish when it comes to a rate cut in December, but we'll see. All right, maybe the government shutdown ends. You start to get more economic data, and they switch their mind and go more towards a rate cut in December. So hopefully that's the case. You got to keep watching the Fed watch tool to see if those percentages. I think right now, let's see where it's at right now. Um, it's at 63% for December. So not that bad. I think it's still a good percentage, right? 63% is good, but it hasn't been decisive like the other months. Back in October, it was 90 something percent that we were going to get a rate cut, and then like 90 something percent for this month. So, or no, it was September 90%, then October 90%. So we're not getting a Fed meeting this month, but December, it looks like we would get another meeting. Now, I mean, we're going to have another meeting and then most likely get a rate cut. I mean, it's still at 63%, so there's a high likelihood of getting that rate cut. So I think they will. I think the government shutdown is going to end this month. That's my prediction, and then we will I think get this parabolic run in crypto. All right, that's pretty much it. Let me play a few games of chess, and then we'll be finished for the day. Broke that wall down, buddy. Free piece. It's a free piece. Oh no. Oh, what does it matter? Uh, I should have taken it. That was silly of me. I don't know. I was thinking too much. Oh wow, that was my fault right there. I just gotta stay alive. Yeah, just gotta stay alive right now. Darn it. You gotta be kidding me. I can't believe I gave that up. That was so terrible. Ah, I should have won that game easy. Silly of me. Silly me. Yeah, I'm gonna win this one though, for sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah, you about to get checkmated right now. Not checkmated, but you're about to lose this game for sure. Yeah, no way, buddy. Which one are you gonna protect? Yeah, he got lucky last game, and I want to show him that he got lucky because I was slacking. Oops. Uh, go. He didn't see that. There we go. He's going to try to go for a draw. So there we go. All right, let's do one more rematch with him. And this will be the last game. Moving so fast. It was a waste of a move, really. Yeah, I'm moving hella slow right now. He's gonna try to drop that pawn on E. Darn it. Freak. Uh, Darn it. Yeah, he got me this one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he got me. Yeah, all right, last rematch. One more, and that's it. All right, let's attack the middle here. Here. I still want to attack the middle. Yeah, I just wanted to attack the middle. I want to get back rate. Back rate. Made it. Um, that works. That works. That works. Should be okay though, I think. think I'm in a way better spot. It's just my opinion. Um, I feel like he'll try to check me. There. Oof, got him. Oof, I gotta hurry up. All right. You know what? Let's do one more. It's tiebreakers, 2-2. I don't know if he wants to play again though. I don't think he does. All right, cool. I think we're done for the day. Okay, so yeah, the market is looking like it's heating up for crypto. I think with the repo injections, that's a huge win for the market. I think we're going to see the benefit of that here soon, early on in the week, and we should be able to, um, see how things are going. I think November and December are going to be very explosive. Again, this market has been a little bit different for crypto this cycle as far as the timing. A lot of people have predicted this was going to run at this time, this was going to run at that time, and you just never know. So, privacy coins started to run all of a sudden. I didn't predict that. Nobody was talking about that. Everybody on crypto Twitter, as soon as privacy coins started to go, people were like, oh yeah, I called the trade. Nobody was talking about privacy. Maybe like a few people, but those people were talking about it forever, right? There was none of those people that are talking about, they were talking about privacy. They don't hold any of those coins, right? Unless they just started trading it recently, but they haven't been in privacy for, that wasn't their conviction play. Let's just say that. But anyway, we'll see what happens this week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.